All right, eighth graders, I am so sorry I cannot be there today. I do want to go over a few things with you guys since we have a test coming up. So my first thing is please remember to be super respectful to our sub. They're here today to help your learning go smoothly and easily while I can't be in the classroom. So please make sure you remember that we do have that best class challenge in place. So please make sure you are being respectful, responsible, and ready throughout the day. So the first thing we're going to go over today is this bell ringer. I know it's not in your notes, but I would like for you to follow along with me. Maybe write it down in the corner of your paper. So it says bell ringer. Y is equal to negative 5x plus 2. So they want to know what is my slope for this equation. Well, if you remember correctly, okay, I know that y is equal to mx plus b. So what letter in there is your slope going to be? Well, the correct answer should be your m. So what is my slope for this equation? Well, my slope is negative 5. What is the y-intercept of this equation? Remember, the y-intercept is essentially our home base, where we're starting. So that's always my b. Well, what's my b value in this situation or this scenario? Well, it's 2. So does this go through the origin? And the answer for that one should be no, because since we're starting at 2, or my y-intercept will be at 0, 2, that means it does not go through 0, 0. So it doesn't go through 0, 0. Okay, is this a positive slope, a negative slope, a zero slope, or an undefined? Well, remember, we know that it does have the slope or the rate of change of 5, and there's that negative sign there. So does that mean it's positive or negative? Well, it should be negative. So as I go down below, all right, it says they want us to go ahead and fill in the table for these values. So I always like to use -1, 0, 1, and 2. So all we learned yesterday was for every time we have an x, we need to plug our x value in to figure out what my y is. So this first one, I'm going to do 5 times -1 minus 2. Well, 5 times -1 is -7, and -7 minus 2 is -9. All right? So when x is 0, I need to do 5 times 0 minus 2. Well, 5 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. Same thing, 5 times 1, right, minus 2. Well, 5 times 1 is 5, minus 2 is 3. Same thing with 2, 5 times 2, minus 2. Well, 5 times 2 is 10, 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, so now I need to go through -1, -9, and graph all my points, 0, 2. This one's super important because that's going to help me find my y-intercept. Okay, over 1, up 3, and over 2. Ooh, that's bad, sorry. 9 and 8. So yours will be a lot prettier than mine because I am without a straight edge, but should look something like that. Hopefully a little bit straighter than mine. Okay, so what's my slope here? What's my rate of change in this equation up here? Well, my rate of change is 5, and my y-intercept, or my home base, is -2. I can check that by coming over here and saying, okay, oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, where on that graph does my slope cross the y? The answer is right here at -2. All right, go ahead and pause it if you need to fill in the rest of that problem. And I'm going to continue on. So let's go ahead on to this next one. Same idea, all right? So we need to pick our numbers we want to use. So this time I'm going to do -2, -1, 0, and 1. All right, so go ahead and pause the screen, see how you would do for this if you were to use these numbers on finding the y's. So I know 3 times -2 plus 1. Well, 3 times -2 is -6. -6 plus 1 is -5. 3 times -1 plus 1. Well, that gives me -3. -3 plus 1 is -2. 3, plug in my 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 3 times 1 plus 1, well, 3 times 1, 3, plus 1 is 4. All right, so if I go over -2, down 5, there's 1 point. If I go over 1, down 2, here's another point. 0, 1 should be up here. Okay, that's important. That's my y-intercept right here. Okay, and then 1, 4, it's right here. So again, yours is probably going to be prettier than mine because I don't have a straight edge right now. Your graph should look something like that. Well, what's my slope? Again, go ahead back up here. See, well, what's your slope? We know that mx plus b, that m is my slope, so it should be 3. Okay, you can check your work again by looking over here to see, okay, well, am I going up 3 each time? Well, -5 plus 3 is -2. -2 plus 3 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So yes, my slope is correct. My y-intercept, again, they want to know if x is 0, what's y? Well, it's 1, right? So there's 3 places you can really see that. The first place is up here in your equation. My home base is 1. The second place is right here in the table. Whenever x is 0, my y-intercept is 1. Or you can look at the graph and say, okay, well, here's my y. Where does it cross over the y? Crosses the y right there at 1. So that should be 1. All right, go ahead and pause it if you need to. I'm going to keep going down. This next one, go ahead and fill it out. If you have -2, -1, 0, and 1, and fill out your points. So when I do this, I do 3 times -2 minus 3. Again, you can use any points you want, but I enjoy using -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 usually because they're easy to graph. So 3 times -2 is -6. -6 minus 3 is -9. 3 times -1 minus 3, well, that's -3. -3 minus 3 should give me -6. Okay, 3 times 0 minus 3 is -3. And 3 times 1 minus 3 gives me 0, which means I'll have -2, -9. Okay, I'll have -1, -6. I'll have 0, -3. And 1, 0. Go ahead and graph that. All right, and so my slope, well, again, look up here. What's my slope? My rate of change is 3. And my y-intercept, where it's crossing this y-axis, should be right here as well, or up here, -3. Go ahead and copy that one down. All right, let's go ahead and try this one. So go ahead and start it on your own. All right, and then I will go ahead and fill out a few points. I'm going to use -2, -1, 0, and 1. So I'm plugging in for x. So -2 plus 4, well, that's 2. -1 plus 4, that's 3. 0 plus 4, that's 4. And 1 plus 4 gives me 5. Well, I know that this is going to be a positive slope because this could also be written as 1x. So if I have over 2, up 2, over 1, up 3, 0, 4, and 1, 5, my graph looks something like this. My slope, well, we just said that I keep going up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, so that means my slope is 1. What do you think my y-intercept should be? Well, there's 3 places I can find it. Right there, right here in my table, or right here on my graph. So if you said 4, you are correct. All right, let's go ahead down here. So what I would like to see now is I would like to see this last one done in your packet. Okay, I'm going to have you turn it in, and just so that I know today how the class was, at the bottom of this sheet, I want you to first let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is low, 10 is high, how do you think the class did today and why? The second thing I want to know is who was being helpful. Okay. And number 3 is anything I need to know about on-task or off-task behaviors today. When you're done, please make sure you turn this into the bin. You can go ahead onto your IXLs. My expectations is that you are on task doing something productive, whether it's NHIs, IXLs, or finding something to work on. I am in the building, and I look forward to seeing how well you guys did today. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.